The government likes to spend. They like to contract everything, and knowing the secrets and the tricks to get in there, I think, is important if you want to win the contracts. The other thing is you like to win. So if you're going to do this, you want your proposals to go through and be the winning proposal. My name is John Conway. My experience, basically aviation related, 30 years federal government time, 10 years working contracts on the government side with the State Department as a QAE, Quality Assurance Evaluator, and a COR, Contracting Officer Representative. Since I worked on the other side, I kind of know what the government was looking for, sitting on evaluation panels and that type of stuff. So the things they're looking for, I have a lot of insight into that. The biggest thing I believe is if they're in the request for proposal or the requirements document, they're saying we need you to do X, you need to specify that you can do X. I've seen a lot of proposals where they miss what the government was asking for. So if they want you to, if it's cutting grass, they want you to mow the 50 acres of lawn, you can mow 50 acres of lawn, and you need to either do it better than they require and exceed the requirement, but you have to mention that you can do that. If you can say it in 5 words, don't say it in 10. Just make it as simple, because the evaluator is sitting there, he's got to go through 20 or 30 proposals, maybe only 4 or 5 proposals, but the one that meets all the requirements, he can get through it the fastest, is the one that's going to stick out in his mind, and the better read. So it's got to be well written is on top of everything else. One, grammar and spelling, that's a distraction. So use an aviation example, aircrafts is not a proper word. That would stand out, and it's just a distraction from your proposal. Additionally, you don't want to use words that require a PhD to know, so that the evaluation panel has got to go back and look it up. So jargon they might not be familiar with. If you're writing a contract to the U.S. Army and you're using acronyms from the Marine Corps, it's not good. So avoid jargon whenever possible, unless you know the evaluation panel, their background, and that they're going to understand it. Then it adds to brevity, and you can probably win points with that. Right. Well, the government wants it to be fair. So, for example, if you're a contractor, you call the government, you're bidding on a contract, and you ask them, how many hours a week would we have to work? Everybody else bidding on that contract would get the same answer back. So your question that you pose to the government goes to the government does a release to all the other bidders saying, John asked how many hours a week would we have to work. We require 48 hours a week per employee. That goes back out to everybody. Otherwise, you would have an unfair advantage to the other 5 people bidding on the same contract, or the other 5 candidates. You could actually make an automated quality assurance plan. It's not one size fits all, because every contract is different, but aviation has their specific quality assurance. They actually have a quality control program. The other, though, you could just make an automated where, okay, we're going to meet these items, list them out, and you either meet or exceed it, and so you give yourself a grade, basically. Maybe even a number grade, add it all up, and if you're operating at 100% for that given month or quarter, you're doing the quality assurance evaluation. And it's a good idea for the contractor to have an internal one to present to the government that he's doing quality assurance on himself. It makes the government's job easier. That's what the government has got to go back and do. Now you're kind of doing his work for him. He takes that and sends it forward. That's actually, I think it goes a long way if you can add that to your proposal and have the plan in place that you can show them. I think that would help definitely win contracts.